Okay, careers in biology. Epidemiologists studies disease patterns to help prevent and control the spread of diseases. An epidemiologist might track the spread of a new strain of influenza and advise public on safety concerns. Some pathogens can be passed through the air when a person with an infectious disease sneezes or coughs. Pathogens can be passed along with tiny mucus droplets. These droplets then can spread pathogens to another person or object. Many organisms can survive on objects handled by humans. Cleansing of dishes, utensils, and countertops with detergent, as well as careful hand washing, helps prevent the spread of diseases that are passed in this manner. As a result, there are various food rules that restaurants must abide by based on preventing the spread of disease. In vectors, certain diseases can be transmitted by vectors. The most common vectors are arthropods, which include biting insects such as mosquitoes and ticks. Okay. Flies can transmit pathogens by landing on infected materials such as feces and then landing on materials handled or eaten by humans. Symptoms of disease. When you become ill with a disease such as the flu, why do you feel aches and pains, and why do you cough and sneeze? The pathogen such as influenza, virus, or bacteria has invaded some of the cells of your body. The virus multiplies in the cells and leaves the cell either by exocytosis or by causing the cell to burst. Thus, the virus damages tissue and even kills some cells. When pathogenic bacteria invade the body, harmful chemicals or toxins might be produced. The toxins can be carried throughout the body via the bloodstream and damage various parts of the body. Scientists have struggled to learn about the human immune system. Today, scientists are working to stop HIV, a virus that has attacked the immune system of over 40 million people worldwide. In 1908, Metchnikoff observes phagocytosis, and Paul Ehrlich describes antibodies. They share a Nobel Prize for their discoveries. 1981, the first clinical description of acquired immune deficiency AIDS is established. 1796, Edward Jenner discovers that a patient vaccinated with the cowpox virus is immune to smallpox. In 1975, Cesar Milstein and his research team developed a technique to clone a specific antibody. Toxins produced by pathogens can affect specific organ systems. The tetanus bacteria produce a potent toxin that causes spasms in the voluntary muscles. The disease botulism usually is caused when a person consumes food in which the botulism bacteria has grown and produced a toxin. This toxin paralyzes nerves. The toxin from botulism bacteria can cause disease in humans even when no bacteria are present. Some types of bacteria, some protozoans, and all viruses invade and live inside cells, causing damage. Because the cells are damaged, they might die, causing symptoms in the host. Some disease symptoms, such as coughing and sneezing, are triggered by the immune system. Disease patterns. An outbreak of disease spreads, certain patterns are observed. Agencies such as the Community Health Center, the Center for Disease Control, Prevention, and the World Health Organization continually monitor disease patterns to help control the spread of disease. The CDC, with headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia, receives information from doctors and medical clinics and publishes a weekly report about the incidence. The WHO similarly watches disease throughout the world. Okay, so I know I saw that one. It says, number 4, what national organization tracks disease patterns in the United States? So for that one, it's the WHO right there. Okay? World Health Organization. Some diseases such as the common cold are known as an endemic diseases because they continually are found in small amounts within the population. Sometimes a particular disease will have a large outbreak in an area and afflict many people, causing an epidemic. If an epidemic is widespread throughout a large region, such as a country, continent, or the entire globe, it is called a pandemic. So number 2, when a disease becomes widespread in a particular area, it is called an epidemic. A pandemic is when it's spreading around the entire world. In 1985, Flossie Wong-Stahl and her team cloned HIV, enabling scientists to create a test to determine whether or not a person has HIV. HIV is pandemic in sub-Saharan Africa, where 10% of the world's population has 60% of the world's HIV infections. In 1984, Luc Montagnier and Robert Gallo independently announces the discovery of the virus that causes AIDS. In 1999, Dr. Breaches Hahn hypothesized that humans most likely were exposed to HIV from a chimp species found in the West Equatorial Africa. 2009, treatments for HIV and AIDS were used to help the infected cells. Let's see. Treating and fighting disease. And let's go back to our questions really quick. So as we read, we're trying to remember what we're looking for, okay? So let's look at number 6. Which is the most common way that humans acquire an infectious disease? Which type of disease transmission is shown in the... Okay, we have to look at those diagrams still. So which is the most common way that humans acquire an infectious disease? Okay, so let's see. I kind of feel like we did discuss that earlier, but I'm going to check real quick and then we'll go forwards if let's go back a little bit more. Patience, I'll get there. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so I'll go forwards and see if we can find it there. If not, then we'll have to review again, okay? Okay, let's go to disease patterns. Oop, I think we covered that. Hold on. Okay, treating and fighting diseases. A medical professional may prescribe a drug to help the body fight a disease. One type of prescription drug is an antibiotic, which is a substance that can kill or inhibit the growth of microorganisms. Penicillin is secreted by the fungus Penicillium, which is shown in figure 6. This fungus secretes the chemical penicillin to kill competing bacteria that grow on fungal food source. Penicillin was isolated, purified, and first used in humans during World War II. Many other fungal secretions are used as antibiotics, such as erythromycin, neomycin, and gentamicin. Synthetic antibiotics also have been developed by pharmaceutical companies. Chemical agents also are used in the treatment of protozoan and fungal diseases. Some antiviral drugs are used to treat herpes infections, influenza in the elderly, and HIV infections. Most viral diseases are handled by the body's built-in defense system, the immune system. Connections to health. All over the last 60 years, the widespread use of antibiotics has caused many bacteria to become resistant to particular antibiotics. Natural selection occurs when organisms with favorable variations survive, reproduce, and pass their variations to the next generation. Bacteria in a population might have a trait that enables them to survive when a particular antibiotic is present. These bacteria can produce quickly and pass on the variation. Because reproduction can occur so rapidly in bacteria, the number of antibiotic-resistant bacteria in a population can increase quickly too. Okay, so this is a mini lab to evaluate the spread of pathogens. We're going to skip over the lab. Okay. Okay. Section 1, Assessment Section Summary. Pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, protozoans, and fungi cause infectious diseases. Okay, so that was number 1 on our questions. Pathogens are found in disease reservoirs and are transmitted to humans by direct and indirect methods. And that was going to be number 3, reservoir. So they're kind of summarizing this information for us. Treatment of infectious disease includes the use of antibiotics and antivirals. I don't think they ask a question about that. Understanding the main idea. Main idea, compare the mode of transmission of the common cold with that of malaria. Summarize some symptoms of bacterial infectious disease. Define infectious disease and give 3 examples. Okay. Illustrate Koch's postulate for bacterial infectious disease. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, section 2, reading preview, essential questions. What are the similarities and differences between nonspecific and specific immunity? What is the structure and function of the lymphatic system? Okay, so these are other questions and new vocabulary. So we're going to stop there. I think we were able to answer a good portion of these. A pathogen is an agent that causes an infectious disease. And you can see I put pathogen at the end of that sentence. When a disease becomes widespread in a particular area, it is called an epidemic. A source of disease organism is called a reservoir. Okay, I didn't type it there. I'll put it in later. Which national organization tracks disease patterns in the United States? Put the WHO, the WHO. Okay, World Health Organization. What scientists established a method for determining whether a microorganism causes specific disease? That was Koch. K-O-C-H. I'm not sure of my pronunciation on that one. Which is the most common way that humans acquire an infectious disease? I'm not 100% on that one either, so I'm going to go back and look. You guys can look too. Okay, so I'm assuming that it is through exposure to touching things that have pathogens on them, or having pathogens in the air, but I'm not sure what the most common way is. So when we read that, I must have not paid well enough attention. Which scientists established a method for determining whether, okay, we did that one. So 7. And then the diagrams on page 1099 and the image on 1099. I don't have the images with me today. So when I go over to the high school later on, I will pick up a biology book. I'm just using my cell phone right now. And when I do that, I will come back and review this. Okay, so do the best you can. Get your work done. What you can do is you can upload the, copy and paste this, and then type the words in the blanks or at the end of the sentence. And then you can upload it either to your biology teacher, or you can upload it to me, share it with me, and I will do it for you. Okay? Have a good day. Talk to you later.